folks, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you once more to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, tap on the subscription button and on the notification bell in order to get a notification anytime we upload a new video. Meanwhile, don't forget to give this video a like. Mike Sonko, the former Nairobi governor, was today arraigned in court. And from his demeanor, for somebody seeing Mike Sonko for the first time, you could have easily empathized or sympathized with this former governor. From his demeanor, Mike Sonko appeared very humble and very emotional, to a point during the proceedings you could be seen shedding some tears, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody seeing him for the first time could have actually and definitely sympathized with him. Ladies and gentlemen, from what we are seeing today about Mike Sonko, just tells us the kind of leaders the electorate prefer. Electorates prefer to elect mediocre leaders, or rather mediocre, the masses, or rather, prefer mediocre leaders to good leaders, ladies and gentlemen. And that's exactly what is happening across board. If you analyze, or rather, if you analyze the brand of politics Mike Sonko is playing, is somehow the same brand of politics Ferdinand Waititu is playing, and the same brand of politics William Ruto is playing. Populist kind of politics. Populist kind of politics, creating a euphoria so that the masses cannot now analyze these people keenly, but the masses are overtaken through euphoria of populist politics. Mike Sonko came to power through populism. The people elected Mike Sonko only through handouts and the kind of populist politics he was trying to play. This is the same brand of politics William Ruto is playing on Kenyans, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Sonko, immediately he became the governor of Nairobi, he became very arrogant, very abusive, and almost very lethal. At one point, folks, in case maybe you have forgotten, but even if you know, we are told to remind you even if you know. At one point, Mike Sonko was walking with civilian men carrying AK-47, ladies and gentlemen. I think at that time, the government intervened and that nonsense was stopped. In case also you've forgotten, I know you still remember that at one point, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Sonko rang the president and he put the president on a loudspeaker, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Sonko immediately was elected the governor of Nairobi. He almost became an instant god in the city. Very abusive, very arrogant, and he could do anything he wanted in this city. That is because of populist brand of politics. If you look at William Ruto, Mike Sonko, Ferdinand Waititu, there is some similarity between these three politicians. They share a common similarity to Samuel Doe of Liberia, Idi Amin of Uganda, and most probably Hitler. Let me give you an example of Samuel Doe, ladies and gentlemen. Samuel Doe took the advantage of harsh economic time that was prevailing in Liberia in the 70s and to 80s, in the late 70s. There was a lot of economic depression in Liberia at that time. The people got dissatisfied with the government to a point they just wanted anybody who could remove the government from power. Then Samuel Doe came in handy and promised the people a lot of good things. The people of Liberia saw Samuel Doe as the savior. And through a popular rebellion, Samuel Doe overthrew the popularly elected government of President Tolbert. Upon overthrowing this government of President Tolbert, he killed President Tolbert together with his 13 aides. And the people liked it. After killing Tolbert and his 13 aides, Samuel Doe turned into something else. He had promised more than he could deliver. Ironically, 10 years he was also killed and his body paraded on the streets the same way he had paraded the bodies of Tolbert on the street. So, in short, what goes around comes around, ladies and gentlemen. Same to our neighbor in Uganda, Idi Amin Dada Ome. Idi Amin Dada also played on the psyche of the masses. In fact, immediately Idi Amin overthrew Milton Obote, there were celebrations in Kampala. The people viewed Idi Amin Dada Ome as the savior. There was celebration. It never took long, the people got dissatisfied because Idi Amin Dada had portrayed himself as the savior, but he turned not to be the savior. Same to Hitler and such brands and such caliber of leaders. One thing normally happens, ladies and gentlemen. Politicians who come to power through populism always never deliver. They fail so miserably that their own lives, or rather their leadership, also end mysteriously. Sonko's leadership has just ended mysteriously. And for those who don't know, there is no day, no time Mike Sonko will be heard of again in terms of leadership in this country. His brand of politics, or rather his politics, has just ended permanently. That's what history teaches us. He came to power through populist, but he never delivered actually what he was expected to deliver. He was invited on a dining table with the kings, but he never knew on how to eat with the kings. Because we are told that if a king invites you for dinner, don't rush to serve the finest of meat before the king serves his own. Sonko was invited for dinner by the king, but he served the finest of meat before the king could serve. And now the king has rejected Mike Sonko. And I'm telling you folks that Sonko's politics has just ended permanently. On Ferdinand Waititu, folks. Ferdinand Waititu seems to be mending fences, but I think it's too late. He might never mend those fences. The damage has already been done and he might not mend the fences again. And now on William Ruto, folks. William Ruto is doing what we call populist kind of politics. As of now, Kenyans are going through very hard economic times. Kenyans are really suffering because of hard economic times. And some, I know, ladies and gentlemen, have gone to some very extreme measures. Families are broken as I talk because of this hard economic time. And Ruto knows very well that the only way he can assume power, or rather attain power, is by playing on the psyche of the masses. And the only way to play on the psyche of the masses is by telling them that they are going to form the government together with him in 2022, ladies and gentlemen. I always say in this channel that majority of people are stupid, or rather fools, for lack of a better word. Majority, by Ruto telling them they are going to form the government together with him, majority believe, ladies and gentlemen. But this is a very big lie. William Ruto knows very well, but ironically, the harsh economic reality that the people are going through, William Ruto is deeply deeply, deeply and part and parcel of the person who actually authored or rather created the harsh economic reality the people are going through. The economy of Kenya started dwindling far much earlier than even before Corona came. There were harsh economic times in this country, ladies and gentlemen. Corona just came recently. But now William Ruto is trying to play with the psyche of the masses that he is now the savior. Sometimes I lack words to describe this William Ruto. He has been in government and is still in government and is telling the people that he is going to form the government with them and that their lives are going to improve immediately they form the government together. This is hypocrisy, ladies and gentlemen. This is the kind of politics Hitler played in Germany. This is the kind of politics Samuel Doe played in Liberia. And this is the kind of politics Mike Sonko played on the psyche of the people of Nairobi. Let me tell William Ruto this. William Ruto, the deputy president, you are walking, or rather you are treading a very dangerous road. You are treading a very dangerous road. First of all, you are promising the people that you are going to form the government together with them, which you know is a big lie. You cannot form the government with hustlers. You know that's a big lie. You want to use the poor masses, you want to use them to ascend to power. After ascending to power, there is going to be no difference between you and those other leaders who have been oppressing the people. You are part and parcel of the same oppressive regime. So let me tell William Ruto this as I conclude. William Ruto, I always give examples in this YouTube channel. And in this channel, there is a common example that I always give in most of my videos about somebody called Nicholas Fouquet in the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. I love this example because the example, if you compare the example to what is happening in Kenya, I don't know the author of the book wrote the book knowing exactly what was happening in Kenya, but it's good the book was written years ago. This man called Nicholas Fouquet was the finance minister in the administration of King Louis XIV in France. Ladies and gentlemen, Nicholas Fouquet was a popular man, a man loved by the people, a man of style, and a very wealthy man. So it happened that the prime minister died in office, Mels Zenawi. The prime minister, Jules Mazarin. Jules Mazarin was the prime minister. He died in office. Now it was incumbent upon the king, Louis XIV, to appoint another prime minister. And the person who fitted the bill was one Nicholas Fouquet, the finance minister. So Nicholas Fouquet wanted to endear himself to the king, maybe to increase his chances of the king appointing him as the prime minister. Are you getting the story? So Nicholas Fouquet organized a very lavish party in his newly built castle and invited the king to the party. So they dined till late into the night. And every speaker who came just praised Nicholas Fouquet, praised Nicholas Fouquet, praised Nicholas Fouquet for his brilliance, his charismatic nature. Everybody praised Nicholas Fouquet. And the young king listened. The following morning, Nicholas Fouquet was arrested and he died in prison after 20 years. That's just a summary of the story. So we are told that if you want to attain power, never outshine the master, or rather, don't make those above you feel inferior. Make them feel comfortably superior and more brilliant than they are, and you will attain the heights of power. William Ruto, you have outdone the master. You have made those above you feel very inferior, and you have made yourself the superior man. Gratian goes on to put it this way, Mr. William Ruto. Even though the stars and the sun have the same brilliance, you will never see the stars and the sun in the accompaniment of each other. There has to be one sun at a time. William Ruto, for you to attain power, you must accept that in Kenya we have a sitting president in the name of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. There can only be one president at a time, Mr. William Ruto. The fate that befell Nicholas Fouquet was a very unfortunate situation that if you are not careful, maybe William Ruto, you might just follow in the footsteps of Nicholas Fouquet. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, let me leave it there. If you love this video, give me a like, but most importantly, don't forget to subscribe to this wonderful YouTube channel. Thanks, people. God bless you. God bless Kenya.